Trends are always evolving, and what was once in vogue in the early 2000s might not be current in 2024. Yet, staying up to date without constant remodeling is a challenge. Similar to fast fashion, retailers tend to offer furniture, finishes, and fixtures that align with current trends, which can pose an issue as they end up being overdone and often done wrong. I personally like to use trends as inspiration, so I can take aspects of them and incorporate them into my spaces in a way that stands the test of time. That is why I've put together this video, so you know everything that is up and coming in interior design for 2024. My aim is to inspire you with this comprehensive overview so you can create your own timeless twist on these trends. The first trend I see gaining a lot of popularity this year is color drenching, which is the practice of saturating a room in a monochromatic hue, often quite a bright or bold one. This means covering every surface in a space in the same color. This practice is inspired by 1990s minimalism, but not in the neutral of the 90s. I think at first we're going to see quite a few spaces that are drenched in earthy or pastel tones such as clay pink, olive green, every shades of blues and mellow yellows as a midway point between bold and neutral. Then, towards the end of 2024, we may see color drenching in much more vivid hues such as tomato red rooms, which is emerging as a popular color at the moment. To pull off color drenching, you need to have a closed room such as a bedroom, dining room, or formal living room. This trend does not translate well to open spaces, as if you paint an expansive area all in one bold color, it will quickly become overwhelming. You're probably tired of me always emphasizing the importance of lighting in spaces, but its importance arguably increases in color-drenched rooms, as you can't rely on contrasting colors on your windowsills, walls, and architraves to create interest. Lighting is one of the best ways to highlight architectural details. Texture is also extremely important, which you can do in really subtle ways, such as using a low sheen paint on your walls paired with higher sheen on trims and millwork, as well as utilizing different materials and forms in your furniture and decor choices. I'd also suggest only trying out this trend in one room, otherwise it will feel overused. It is also much easier to repaint a singular room if and when this trend goes out of fashion. Another trend I see that will continue taking off in 2024 are rooms full of curved objects and arches. We've seen this trend go big in the past few years, especially in furniture, like those round boucle armchairs that everyone had in their living rooms. While I do think they're not going anywhere, they might evolve past furniture and into fixtures and architecture, such as staircases and arched doorways. Curved furniture and decor will also play a vital role, but I encourage you to think beyond just the wiggly line silhouettes. Think sculptural tables and pendants. If you're going to follow this trend, focus on incorporating curved objects and arches in small amounts which are balanced out with angular elements. I think the mix and balance is what makes a space interesting and will make sure it stands the test of time. Curvaceous silhouettes have been in and out of style since the 1950s, when Vladimir Taigun designed his famous serpentine sofa. So balancing it out with some more angular elements will mean that your space will stay in fashion when silhouettes transition back to this more structural style. As I've just mentioned, boucle armchairs have been in fashion for the past few years, but I think in 2024, we're going to see them in more colorful iterations. If you've never heard of boucle, it is a thick fabric made from looped yarn that is often described as having a knobbly texture. With the resurgence of neutral aesthetics in the past few years, boucle has become a staple for warm minimalist interiors, and it has appeared on and off in interior trends ever since 1948, when Eero Saarinen designed his famous womb chair. This year, two-tone boucle alongside other super soft fabrics like chenille is going to dominate. Some designers are even saying that boucle is totally on the way out and is going to be replaced by other super soft fabrics like velvet. But I personally think boucle in itself is a timeless material as long as it is not overused. If you're going to try the colorful boucle trend in 2024, try to keep it as an accent or feature it on one main furniture piece. Then, use other materials around it, as a room full of only boucle upholstery will look dated very fast. For the past few years, there's been a growing emphasis on sustainable and eco-friendly interior design, especially recycled materials, energy-efficient appliances, and sustainable furniture pieces. This year, you should be going for furniture and decor items made from recycled or eco-friendly materials. Look into timber that is responsibly sourced, or sustainable timbers like beech, hard maple, mango wood, or even bamboo, though bamboo is not really a wood. If you want to go a step further, purchase from companies that are B Corp certified. These are essentially companies that have met high standards of social and environmental performance. transparency, and accountability. I often buy stuff for my own home from B Corp certified companies. I purchase my bedding from Attitude, which is made from bamboo fibers and is just as soft as silk, but uses 500 times less water and 52% less CO2 than bedding made from cotton. I purchased my mattress and bed frame from Eva, and it is made from ethically sourced birch plywood. I also got this beautiful rug from Koala, which is hand tufted and uses super soft recycled polyester yarns made from recycled plastic bottles. Affordable, yet still very comfortable to walk on. I'm also a fan of future-proofing, especially when selecting hard finishes like tiles and countertops. That is why I prefer going for timeless options in order to avoid having to rip them out in a few years' time. I also find that it is easier to decorate with timeless finishes, as you can easily add in and swap out trendy decor items with a timeless backdrop. This is one I'm personally very excited about. It is true that incorporating vintage or antiques has always been a thing in the design world, but I think it's becoming more mainstream, even for people who are not that into design. Adding vintage and antiques in newer contemporary homes is a shortcut to creating a space that is full of personality and charm. It also helps reduce waste, and you can often find quality vintage wood pieces at an affordable price. I've recently compiled a list of all of my favorite places to shop vintage, which I've created into a free resource that I'm sharing with you guys. You can access it for free via the link in the description box below. Statement stone refers to the use of bold, eye-catching natural stone. This year, we may see a move away from basic stones like Calcutta gold marble to more interesting options as people seek out unique and natural elements to enhance their spaces. It is becoming a go-to for a sense of luxury and to add visual texture into a space. I think statement stones works best in countertops and backsplashes, but be aware that this only works if you have a high budget. It is unlikely to work well in kitchen and bathroom with builder-grade finishes. Having said that, I think it can work well in most spaces by sprinkling them in small doses, such as vases, bowls, and plinths. For maximum impact, try not to go for a plain marble here. You may have to choose stones with striking patterns or colors, like Guatemala Verde, Cassiopeia, Brescia Capria, and more. Keep in mind that statement stone is bold, so you need to balance it out with subdued colors and simple designs throughout the rest of your space. Otherwise, your senses will be totally overwhelmed, and it will be such a waste for these expensive stones to not be the centerpiece. With the changing dynamics of work and home life, there's been an increased demand for flexible and multifunctional spaces. Designing rooms that can easily transition between work, leisure, and other activities has become a significant consideration. During the pandemic, everything abruptly stopped and many people started working in their kitchens, dining rooms, and bedrooms. Since then, there has been a massive change in how work is done. Yes, there are people who prefer going to the office and others who prefer staying home to save time on their commute. But there's definitely an increasing trend of hybrid work, spending some days at home and others in the office. It is increasingly important for many to have a dedicated workspace at home, and this can come in many different forms. Those who have bigger homes will likely have a room dedicated to their home office or library. But in newer homes, I've seen more and more people converting a nook by their living rooms into a study, which is a discreet way to have an office in an open plan space. A writing bureau or fold-down desk is another popular option for people living in smaller spaces for a disguised workspace. As technology continues to advance, smart home integration has become an integral part of interior design. This includes incorporating smart lighting, thermostats, security systems, and other connected devices seamlessly into the design. I personally have a bunch of these installed in my own home, from air conditioning to lights and doorbells. If you want to hop on the smart home integration trend in 2024, choose smart devices that complement your lifestyle. Keep them subtle and functional, and don't let gadgets dominate your interior. Biophilic design is all about bringing the outdoors inside and using natural elements to create a serene, earthy ambience. The idea stems from biophilia, a term coined by Harvard naturalist Dr. Edward Wilson, referring to humanity's natural inclination towards life and lifelike processes. This trend has been on the rise for a while now in Australia, and I think it will continue as more and more people are seeking a closer connection to nature as a way to escape the hustle and bustle of busy urban environments. The easiest way to incorporate this trend into your home is to add indoor plants, create green walls, use natural materials like wood and stone, add in natural scents, and also maximize natural light and natural ventilation. If you have courtyards or backyard space, you can also add in water fountains or ponds. This trend can also be incorporated indirectly into your space by embracing nature-inspired colors, hanging up nature-inspired artworks, or playing relaxing background music or white noise that features sound from nature. I've also seen an increase in popularity of internal courtyard in custom homes, especially but not exclusively in warmer climates. This creates a seamless transition between the indoor and out, as well as a haven in the center of your home. If you're not convinced by this trend, remember that biophilic design extends past mere aesthetics. The Environmental International's report on the effect of biophilic indoor environments found that biophilic environments had a greater impact on reducing stress and anxiety than non-biophilic environments. Again, like all trends, balance is key. Don't overcrowd your space with plants or overuse raw materials. Which design trends are you going to try out this year? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our video on 11 design trends that are overdone. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.